I don't know what other title I could put, you know. So yeah, but one of the things I really want to make or what I really wanted to make this podcast is because like I'm always like hearing podcasts like on when I go to school or stuff like that, and it's like 20 minutes. So like I'm really lonely during that time, so I have to hear something. So like I hear music, whatever, and I like sometimes I want to listen to like Salem or like something about church. So I think this could really help me, but also for other holiness.
That's actually a pretty interesting. How do you say it? Like, this is a pretty interesting project because nobody has ever done something like this. But you're right. Like, sometimes we just stick to like Spotify and listen to like remixes that Spotify makes for you. Yeah. Like, and sometimes, like, as jóvenes from church during the week, we cannot like actually forget that we were from church.
Yeah.
Listening to all these things. I personally listen to like a lot of like heavy stuff, heavy metal, and I mean they're pretty gruesome, and what they say is not right, and like sometimes you need to hear something better like for church. Yeah.
I mean I don't think it's bad to hear like what's called songs from outside, but it's sometimes para que te acerca, no te alejes más, so you won't forget that you're a Christian. Sometimes you gotta like listen to
to remind you that you're a Christian.
Right. Okay, so talking about like all this, we're gonna start talking about you now. Okay,
that's fun.
And you mentioned how this is all new, right?
Yeah.
And this is like something cool, right?
Yes.
But let's talk about your career, right? Let's talk about your career. How this generation of jóvenes. There's, how would I say this? They're starting to get more educated, because our parents, they migrated from Mexico, they from any other country, right?
Yes.
And we're like what do you say, like the first generation of
professionals,
professionals,
educated individuals.
The church. We're now in the church, and we're a bit more educated than our parents, and we have an opportunity to learn more. Getting to be a doctor or a psychologist or some
sociologist,
some career that we could help out the church with that, right?
Yes, definitely.
So, like, how do you feel being part of that generation where you're now becoming a professional?
Well, I feel like I probably don't deserve this, but for something, God put me in this place. For something, I was the firstborn child. For something, I chose the career that I decided to choose. I really like right now. Well, I contribute a lot to church. Like, I try to contribute a lot, like with helping with las sociedades, with anything that the hermanas ask me to do.
Yeah.
But sometimes I wish I could give more, and I wish I could. I've seen at our church, Alameda, sometimes we have a lot of expenses.
Yeah.
A lot of expenses, being that we still are paying for the church. We still have to pay for our utensils. And last night we were in a meeting, and we were saying that we use way too many, like, toilet paper.
Yeah.
We use a lot of cups, plates, everything. And we need more because we have a lot of people here. Like,
yeah.
Gracias a Dios, we have a lot of hermanos. And sometimes I wish I could give more. I wish I could donate a lot. But, I can't. I'm just a college student. For now, yeah. And so maybe, like, God put me in this place because I feel really honored that He thinks that I know I could do it. And if that being said, I know I can do it. Like, hopefully I can become a professional in the medical field. I would be a physician. Mm-hmm. And that being said, well, doctors make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I would like to use all my earnings, like, obviously to help myself, my family, but I want to help the church out too.
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of hermanos. They have no idea how their health is. They go to their like own home remedies, and I mean it can help them definitely, but sometimes we need a little bit of more professional, like,
People,
diagnosis
yes,
made on them, because you never know what they truly have. There's a lot of right now in the medical field, we see a lot of people who don't know they have hypertension. They don't know they are pre-diabetic. They don't
yeah,
know that they are diabetic. They don't know if
yeah,
they're diabetic type 2, diabetic type 1. And that is actually like cutting our lives a little bit. So
yeah.
just trying to
And
be a professional and helping them out, I think it can help. I
yeah,
think like that's one of my greatest goals, and I feel really honored that God put me in this position, and I can do that. Like,
yeah,
and I have the capacity to do it. I just need to keep having faith in Him that I could get there.
yeah, yeah. I think that's one of the things that sometimes, like, I guess we forget. But what I've learned in college or whatever is that what I've learned is that, like like all these, like, I guess you could say sickness, like los enfermedades, like they're chronic. They're not. It's not because of some disease or something like that. It's because of our, like, lifestyle, right?
Oh yeah.
And sometimes it's like, so as I was saying, I think like all these chronic diseases that like are appearing, or all these chronic illnesses that are appearing, it's because of our house style.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, our parents, they're not professionals. They're my dad's what's called a gardener. So like a lot of sickness could come from that. Body ache, like all these pains that you could have, like all these things that could
Yeah.
lead them to, like, have a shorter life.
Yeah, definitely. You could get like infection from like probably some
Yeah,
little critter you don't know about.
yeah,
Or
and like I feel like these like listen right now. Even though they're, I guess you can say, immigrants. They came from Mexico or from any other country. Like they've done a good job being organized. Like getting up having the church grow more.
Yeah.
Of course it's because of God, but it's also because of them that they've helped organize all these things.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I believe that, like, if we become more educated, if we prepare ourselves more,
Yeah.
we could, like, make it even better, right? It's not like saying, oh, they're doing a bad job or anything. It's just
No,
that,
like I mean, gracias a Dios, like they had so much, like, okay, I'm speaking of Alameda.
yeah,
I mean, everybody chipped in. We have
yeah,
this really nice place. We have a really nice church where, like, it's all nicely
yeah,
decorated. We have wood floors. I
yeah,
mean, what I'm saying is that they all contributed, and we
yeah,
have this really nice place to service. Yeah, and I mean, you're right. Like,
yeah.
we're not saying anything bad. We're
Yeah,
just saying that.
we could help to take
Yeah,
one step further.
yeah, one step further.
Yeah, I think they've started a foundation, and I think we could just help, like, take one step more.
Yes, make
And
that.
maybe our kids, or maybe the next generation, we can do even better.
Oh,
Yeah, I
definitely.
mean, I imagine ourselves, like having a church where it's like it's not only Spanish, but it's also English.
English,
Yeah, and I mean
other
that's pretty
languages.
cool. I mean, imagine having hermanos from like that speak Chinese or any other language.
That would be awesome, honestly. And like with the new kids that we have today, they're little geniuses. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that in the future we're gonna
Yeah,
have languages of all kinds in here.
yeah, yeah,
That's really something to look forward to.
yeah. And so what do you think about the culture of La Iglesia de Dios Israelita? I mean, in the sense that, how to put this? So we are met, like, we're from immigrants, right?
Yes.
We're how to put this? Like they grew up in some culture in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And they came here and now they've given us these teachings that they learned in Mexico or stuff like that. And it's not like they're Catholic or anything like that, right? Like
Yeah.
they've got that culture, like, but they got how to put this, some enseñanzas or some way of being that
like the
they learned.
typical Mexico,
Yeah,
Mexican,
like the stereotype.
like the YouTube videos are like, you're Mexican.
Yeah, yeah, like the memes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in a way, we also got that, right.
Yes.
And what do you say? Would you say it's a bad thing to be like? Oh no! How about this? How about this? What do you say? It's okay to have like some of the Mexican culture with us?
Here at church, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not like it. Well, it depends
Yeah.
what you're gonna be bringing into church, because I mean, we Mexicans in general, like worldwide speaking, well, some of us do have some. Well, some of them, because we don't have those bad customs, but some of them have like really bad customs, like well, like
Machismo.
we have, yeah, like we have machismo, we have like the getting angry really fast, and
Yeah,
they start
temperament.
throwing a really bad tantrum,
Yeah.
and then unfortunately they say a lot of bad
Yeah.
words and everything. I mean, and then there's some things that are actually pretty good, like help me think of one.
Something
good.
like, when I think of a Mexican, I think of a party.
You think of a party?
I think of like being everyone's happy, everyone's like what's called.
Oh, and family.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like, it's a world, like, it's a fact that Mexicans, we have a huge family, and
Yeah.
and it's true. We here in Alameda, there's some families that are pretty big.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. It's nice to bring in your
It just
family
gets us
here.
closer.
It gets us, yes, definitely. And we have our Mexican food that we always have here.
Yes, that's
and gracias a
great.
Dios, during the Protemplos, that drives a lot of people in here, a lot of hermanos, a lot of business, you could say, a lot of funds for the church. Our parents, the way they teach us, sent the world, the Americans as in the U.S. born people, don't think that corporal punishment is right. But our parents taught us that way. It's okay that our moms hit us. It's okay that our dad hit us. But I mean, it's not like they hit us like just to be evil.
Yeah,
they do it because
they say because they love us, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though we didn't believe them before, but
with all the pain. But no, I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I grew up to be I don't say that I'm a great person, but I'm here because of them.
Yeah.
I'm here because they taught me the right path. I think that if they hadn't punished me the way they did, I probably wouldn't be doing this podcast with you. Yeah. I'd probably be like in another state and probably like doing something else. I don't know what. But
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what about like changing the subject? I remember you when you were like more of a adolescente. You weren't the same as right now. What happened?
What do you mean I wasn't the same?
Like, I feel like you would listen more to rock, and even though you still listen to it, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like
I had like an identity change.
You were different from what you are today.
Oh my gosh. Everybody tells me this. My past encargado from Jóvenes, Mano Francisco, remembers me when I was a little person too. He says that it looked like I was going to kill him and stuff because of the way that I dressed. All right. Thank you. But yeah, you're right. I was different back then. I think that was because first I was an adolescente, and adolescentes go through you go through that stage where you don't know if you're gonna go this way or that way, and I went that way, the rock way. Apparently, like I'm gonna kill you. But I when I was an adolescente, yes, I was still involved with adolescentes, but there was that one time when I just like, what, I'm not gonna go anymore.
Yeah.
Because I got bored. You hear adolescents saying it's boring, and it's true. Like when I was an adolescent, I got bored too.
Yeah.
There was times when I just wanted to keep to myself.
Yeah.
And when they passed me to the Jóvenes, who I thought everybody there was older than me.
Yeah.
when they passed me to the jóvenes, I was 11 years old because all my friends
What?
that were in the adolescentes, they were 15.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, right now people get mad that I tell them that back then they used to change me at 11. Yeah, but then since everybody was older than me, I feel a little bit excluded too. But
Yeah.
I mean, I was already excluded because of the way that I dressed.
Yeah.
So I just kept to myself. But then, when I was in high school, I graduated high school and I decided to go to college.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I think I started going to the jóvenes, and the encargado at the time was Hermano Dani, and he was teaching the jóvenes. We were getting ready for el Congreso 2014,
Yeah.
and the concurso there was el libro de Mateo.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
And in el libro de Mateo, well, as we all know, it tells us about nuestro Señor Jesucristo.
Yeah.
And I was reading it when I decided to, like, kind of commit. There was a lot of welcoming jóvenes. I didn't realize that even though they are much older than me, they're really nice. Yet it was the one that received me with her arms wide open, and that made me, like, want to keep studying. Like, this is worth it. So I started reading Mateo. I started learning more about Jesucristo. To be honest, before, when at church, when he's talking about Jesus, I'm like, okay, Jesus is el Hijo de Dios, but what exactly is going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, gracias a Dios, I started reading Mateo, and Marcos was involved too in a concurso.
Yeah.
And, there was this, when I got to the last chapters, cuando empiezan a crucificar a Jesús, primeramente, cuando empieza él a sufrir, cuando ves que subió al Monte Olivo y empezó a orar por mucho tiempo. It's Monte Olivo, right?
Yes, Monte Olivo.
Y empezó a orar.
Monte de los Olivos.
Ajá. He was praying, and then he came back to see Pedro and Juan.
Yeah.
And Pedro and Juan, what were they doing? They were sleeping.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys, you can't stay awake for a little bit more. He went go pray again, came back, and he was, like, already, like, nervous about it. He was, like, scared. He knows that even though he was the son of God, like, he still went through all that suffering. And then, later on, it moved on when they were when, what's his name, Judas kissed him, and it was him quien lo entregó, and the part donde lo arrestan, and then the part where he's like, you know what, I can call a bunch of angels right now, but I'm not gonna do it because this is what God told me to do it. And then eso pasó, and then I read how todos le decían cosas, le escupían, como él pues no pudo cargar la cruz. Y ya después, cuando pues llegó el momento de su crucificación, and that part, just, like, I have to be honest, it got to me, like, to such a deep level that I started crying. Yeah. And then during the predicación that I was listening to, it says that nadie llega a mi Padre sin que, ¿cómo dice?
Nadie llega a mi Padre sino que llegan a mí antes, or something like that, right?
That basically that we get to know Jesus before we get to know God, right? Yeah. Something like that.
in a way.
In a way, and then, like, I'm just like, well, I did learn about you, Jesus, and you pushed me to, like, to church more. Just learning that he sacrificed so much for us. Yeah. Because it was God who made his own son get sacrificed just so we can get closer to him. And I didn't think it was fair that I had to choose the rock path, the dark path, when God gave his son to him. And I think that, like, I feel like God put it in my heart to start reading Mateo. I think he put it in my heart to start learning more about his son. And honestly, like, how do I say this? Like, it was like that was the moment that I changed. Yeah. And I want to cry. But no. I was that moment. I was like, you know what? This is where I have to be. This is what I have to do. I have to change. I can't choose that path. I can't leave this path. And that's when I decided to get baptized. Yeah. And I mean, I make mistakes, but I never regret that moment. Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. It's pretty cool that, like, because of a congreso or because of a concurso bíblico, a lot of people might say, because I'm gonna try to do it because I'm gonna try to win, or something like that.
But I think that mentality. I did start with that mentality, like, oh,
I think we all start with that mentality.
and I mean, I still have it, but honestly, just keep learning about keep the fact that I keep learning more about God, more of everything that He did for me is just this. That's something that, you know, I think it's wonderful. There's people who can't read, who can't hear,
Yeah.
and they don't know about God. And
Yeah.
gracias a Dios, I can do both. I have my Bible. I can touch it. I can read it. I can see it. I have it in my phone.
Yeah.
And just having it, I think es una bendición grande.
Yeah.
And being able to understand it, that's another part.
Yeah.
And well, gracias a Dios, I understand it. I mean, sometimes it's hard, but si me pongo en la mente que lo voy a hacer, I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
and the concursos just pushed me to learn another book.
Yeah.
And that's awesome too. I didn't know about Josué. Now I know, gracias al concurso de 2018.
It's so cliche. I think it's cliche that, you know, at the end, when someone wins the Congreso or whatever, the Biblical, you know, they're gonna say, "Oh, you know, this is just the trophy, right?"
Yeah.
And they say, you know, but the real prize is you know, learning about God and you know, like all the things that we like struggled through, like and reading and the Bible and all this stuff. You know, it's so cliche that you know, people might say that, but it's true.
It's true.
It's so true.
It's so true, because sometimes you go through your own battles, but you're like, you know what, Josué went through so many battles.
Yeah.
Jesus went through that huge battle.
Yeah.
And at the end,
and
everything's
Hechos,
better.
you know, how I feel like I also got into Hechos. I really liked it, and I feel like that's like the first time that I really got to you know, understand more about the Bible, and I really started to become more of an obrero, and you know.
I know, Johnny, you grew up a lot. I have my respect to you is up there. You know?
But you know, seeing, you know, how like estos apóstoles, I saw it as history, you know.
Yeah.
Seeing these apostles, that all that they went through. And, you know, sometimes we don't want to go through tribulación, or we're afraid of, you know, talking about the word of God or stuff like that. And you know, that really motivated me. You know, I want to be better, you know.
Yeah.
I remember hermano Dani one time when he gave un tema sobre Pablo, where how he had a passion, like, you know, to kill the church.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had that, like, this big passion, but he changed all that passion that he had. He changed it, like, you know, to preach the word of God. Like, all that passion, all that anger, he changed it into love, you know, for the other people.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, because people can't change their hate that they have. They just can't. And honestly, Pablo did all these things, and he could do it. And if he could do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, we could change. You know, I wasn't that of a good person before, but I think I'm still not. You know, but I think that, you know, reading the Bible and, you know, looking at other experiences that estos personajes tuvieron, it also, like, helps us. You know, it's nice. You know.
Yeah, we get to learn about them. We get to follow their footsteps. Son consejos que, honestly, like, they're worth so much.
Yeah.
And we can totally take it into our lives and become better people. Yeah.
Yeah. What about, like, Jesus Christ? There's algún texto que me gusta. No tiene mucho que, creo que no tiene mucho, es de una escuela también, la pena lo pusieron. Ese texto. It talks about how dice que lleva mi yugo porque dice que es
ligero.
Es ligero. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it's okay, so what do you think about that first?
Okay. You're talking about Mateo 11:29-30, right?
Oh wow, you got it.
Yeah, definitely. Here, I'm gonna read it for you. It says, llevad mi yugo sobre vosotros y aprended de mí, que soy manso y humilde de corazón, y hallaréis descanso para vuestras almas, porque mi yugo es fácil y ligera mi carga. there. We kind of got it. What do I think about this text though? Well, I think that Jesus is simply telling us, you know, accept me, accept my Father, because whatever problems you have, He's gonna make it better. You know, si pones toda la fe en nuestro Dios, maybe right now things look really hard.
Yeah.
They look like you can't fix it. You look like for me, I feel that I'm never gonna get to go to medical school, and I mean, if I don't, I guess it's okay, porque al final Dios es el que pues coge like qué es lo que voy a hacer, y pues you know I accept anything that God brings to me, but I know that si pongo toda mi fe en él, pues me va a dar lo que él sabe que es mejor para mí.
Yeah.
And the problems that I'm going through right now, they're not hard, but I mean, sometimes I feel that they're impossible, that I'm not that I'm gonna be able to fix them. I feel that I'm never gonna get out of my debt. I feel that I'm never gonna do this, but if I put my faith in him, these problems are nothing.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this text is telling us, you know, like we think that you know, nothing is fixable, but if we accept them, like all these things, all these worldly things that we have, they're really nothing.
Yeah.
They're nothing, because lo que nos espera al otro es el reino. We just have to have faith. We have to have faith, because everything's going to fall into place.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay. And, you know, we're going to be okay. You know, God's going to make everything okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can it be my turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way I see this texto, the way it's kind of something like you, right? So like, you know, believe in what they do, what Jesus Christ did, you know, what did Jesus Christ do, you know, qué es lo que nos había dicho, amar a nuestro prójimo, amar a nuestro enemigo, ¿verdad? Y dijo que llevemos esa carga, porque that's like the easiest path, you know, because sometimes, you know, a veces nosotros decimos, oh, pues, en vez de amarlo, lo voy a odiar, o lo voy a...
I'm gonna pay him back. He's
like, you know, get revenge.
Revenge, I don't think
yeah, and
right.
at the moment, like, that seems like the best decision.
Yeah.
But it's really not, you know. That's only going to bring you more problems, and more problems, and more problems.
Más castigos for you.
Pero si tú amas a tu enemigo, if you, like, you know, let it go, if, you know, what's going to happen? You know, it's sometimes you might even become friends, or it's going to be easier, right?
Yeah.
It's not, no te va a traer más problemas, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the way I see that texto, and I try to take it like that's why I put it, you know. She didn't really really know that it's called texto. She read it on the email that I sent her, guys.
What email? Just kidding. Yeah, that's true.
All right, so is there anything else we could talk about?
Thank you for interviewing me first, Jonathan.
Yes.
I think that was really cool.
Yes, I think I think I feel like it went great because of you. That's why I thought of you, because you're like the most spiritual person that I know. Okay, and spiritual in the way that, you know, you changed a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, you've been with the jóvenes, and you've always been involved, and with the biblical, I always see you studying and stuff like that. I think it's pretty cool.
Thank you, Jonathan. I always try my best.
All right. So this was 2 microphones and 1 conversation. And good night y paso, super hermanos.